Let's talk about creative online side hustles. There are millions of side hustles out there, and we all want to make money online. But which ones can we do that have immediate money making potential and that can scale easily? Let's talk about them in this video and get right into it. Of course, I'm Derek West, host of Finance Squared, the best personal finance content channel on the interwebs. Be sure to lovingly, tenderly, gently smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And to subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on the best content on investing, side hustles, and so much more. Online side hustles, ways to make money from the comfort of your own home before or after you have done the work from your main gig. Well, they're the holy grail of income stream. If you get into the right one, you can literally change your life if things go the way you plan. Well, they become overly complicated, overly saturated, and they become so hard to get into and start to make money immediately. Not the side hustles in this video. I picked the gigs that have the best money-making potential, that can be started immediately, and either have low saturation or are otherwise so needed that almost anyone can start doing them and make a little extra money in their spare time. How about starting off with helping businesses with a social media presence by offering your services as a virtual assistant? There are many social media virtual assistant side hustles available for people looking to make some extra money. Some of these include managing social media accounts for businesses, helping with online marketing campaigns, and providing customer service through social media platforms. You can start your own side hustle as a virtual assistant, doing these tasks by posting on online job boards such as Fiverr or Upwork, or by contacting businesses directly. The next great side hustle that you can start immediately, and is pretty creative, is consulting. Offering your expert advice and services as a consultant, well, it's just a good way to start any side hustle. If you have a main gig, then you probably have a level of expertise in a certain area. So if you're looking to earn a little extra cash, try to extend that expertise not just to the company that you work for, but to others that need it as well. Now, admittedly, this might cause some friction with your main gig, so be certain you are in the clear with any no-compete clauses in your employment arrangement. And to minimize any misunderstandings that could arise should you accept consulting work from outside businesses, try to engage in other verticals in the business world. For example, imagine you work in healthcare IT. Well, the principles of technology are pretty portable between different industries. You could try consulting in other vehicles and verticals like finance, maybe construction, maybe e-commerce, etc. But if you consult for other healthcare IT companies, you're more than likely going to run into some issues that could cause you to get into trouble with your first employer. So just be sure to keep that in mind. Offer your services as a freelance editor. I don't need to tell you that there are a ton of blogs and e-commerce sites out there, each trying to make money on whatever it is that they're selling. Well, with all those blogs and sites, there's a ton of written copy and written prose that needs to be edited, which means it's a perfect opportunity for you to fill that gap. Writers write, and editors make sure that what they write and have written makes sense and that it's grammatically correct, and also that it follows the policies and procedures of the site that they're editing. With all that content writing going on, someone is going to need to make sure that what they say follows along with the policies of the organization, and that could be you. Next up, you could offer your services as a freelance proofreader. At this point, your job as a proofreader is just to make sure that the writing is grammatically correct and that you eliminate any spelling mistakes and or grammatical errors. Having a second set of eyes on content always makes it better, and you could be that second set of eyes, for a small fee, of course. In that same vein of online content services, you could be a freelance researcher. Now, I'm sure you know, people are pumping out more and more content than ever before, and not surprisingly, doing a lousy job with fact-checking, or even getting their facts right in the first place. You can fill in that need by being the researcher behind the articles and videos that get the facts to the writers that then churn out the content that get the eyeballs that the site or video is looking for. All these opportunities, editor, writer, researcher, you can put a posting on a site like Fiverr or Upwork to get you started in your side hustle journey. As with anything, if you have little experience in any of those areas, you can expect to get paid a little at first. That's just the reality. But once you have some experience under your belt, you can start asking for more remuneration. Use Zoom to your advantage. Next up, perhaps you can use Zoom to your advantage by holding guitar lessons, piano lessons, or singing lessons online. Zoom has really empowered a lot of businesses that need to be in person into the online realm. And people really need one-on-one coaching to help them get up to speed in most things musical. So if you're musically inclined, set up music lessons on Zoom for people that need help learning instruments or learning how to sing. Again, you can use a site like Fiverr to present your services. You may need to establish a website or social media presence to help you get even more traction. And like I keep telling you, a key thing to remember with this side hustle is that you need to have a skill first before you even attempt this. Now, I'm not saying you have to be a Mensa level expert or have performed in front of thousands at Carnegie Hall or anything like that. Just make sure that you know what you're teaching. Otherwise, your side hustle could really dry up fast. Next up in the online side hustle realm is Facebook. Love them or hate them, people are using them. And that audience of billions is an audience that you can tap into for your side hustle. Starting off with Facebook ads. A common Facebook side hustle includes selling Facebook ads to local businesses to generate traffic and sales. This is a great opportunity to do something that is relatively simple to do compared to SEO optimization, for example, and can be relatively cheap for your customers, while at the same time being pretty lucrative for you. This side hustle will require your time, and of course, you'll need to be customer-oriented. Not to mention organized, otherwise this will not succeed. But if you can do all of those things, and be all of those things, along with knowing what you're doing with Facebook ads, then this little side hustle can be the thing for you. There's also the Facebook Marketplace. Now, the Facebook Marketplace is basically selling goods and services, usually goods and services from your own supply on the Facebook platform. But there are folks who drop ship their products off of Facebook. Even rarer still are folks who sell off of the Facebook platform, who white label or make their own products. Any pathway you take from the technical back end, it will require a little bit more work up front. I'm talking about planning to really make it work. One of the keys for a new Facebook Marketplace seller is to be able to sell things that are easily shippable. You don't want to blow all of your margin shipping your products back and forth to individual customers. And depending on where you're sourcing your products, you need to make sure you have all the infrastructure set up correctly. For example, a postage scale, packaging tools, a reliable printer, etc. If you're just selling items that you have around the house, then things like clothes and shoes, wallets and purses, and simple, inexpensive jewelry make the best items to sell. As with drop shipping or any other online shipping mechanism in general, be aware that customers are really fickle nowadays and probably are oversaturated with ads. So you really have to stand out to make real traction. But if you do, you can make some real money with this side hustle. And then there's drop shipping with Shopify. Drop shipping with Shopify has been done to death on the internet. Even so, it's still an effective way to earn more money and do it in your spare time. You know the score. Find a supplier for your products, typically AliExpress via Oberlo. Import the products into the store you set up. Drive traffic via Facebook ads. And voila, you have, assuming your Facebook ads land because they're unique enough, you have incoming revenue. Again, the key here is to have a product that's unique enough that cannot be found at a local store like a Walmart or a Target, and that's easily shippable to really succeed at dropshipping with Shopify. Similar to Shopify dropshipping, except Amazon FBA, you need to either white label products from somewhere or come up with your own products somehow and ultimately get them to Amazon's warehouse. Because the Amazon online marketplace is already popular on its own, just putting your products on Amazon is enough to provide some traffic to your products organically, if you do the research up front to find out what people are interested in. Alternatively, you can pay for ads to Amazon to get eyeballs on your storefront. Both Amazon FBA and dropshipping can be done in your spare time. But to really succeed, you'll need to have a plan and dedicate time to ensure you deliver quality products to your customers, as well as customer service. Then there's online surveys. Kind of the bottom of the barrel when it comes to side hustling. They are numerous and plentiful, but they don't really pay out all that well. And they're sort of really hard to scale. And more importantly, you can't really turn them into an online business of any kind. While they can provide a boost for your monthly income, because of all the above and the fact that they can't earn passive income, I typically don't recommend that people focus on them. However, because they can generate income immediately, they made the list. Data entry is similar to online surveys, but they can be slightly more lucrative depending on the type of data entry you get into. But again, just like online surveys, it's hard to scale. Normally I wouldn't recommend it, but because you can begin making money immediately, I've added it to this list. Then there's online courses. They're another great way to side hustle. It's similar to the tutorial idea from earlier, except it scales a lot better, particularly because you create a course one time and it pays off for months, even years afterwards. And then you create more courses in sort of the same niche to generate even more sales. With this one, similar with the tutoring services earlier, you need to make sure you have a skill first. You can't start an online course if you don't have any skills to teach anybody. That's going to provide a bad customer experience to your users. So make sure you acquire the skill first, online course second. This one's a little bit controversial, so bear with me a little bit. OnlyFans is a side hustle. I know. For those of you who do not know, OnlyFans is a social media website that niches down into sort of the risque content department, allowing content creators who are so inclined to show, well, shall we say, the more personal side of their portfolio. As a matter of fact, Popular content creators on OnlyFans can easily earn between 6 to 8 figures. That's the upside. The downsides can be numerous. For example, you have to be willing to get really, really personal. And I mean really, really personal. Creating content on triple X rated topics and displaying things that are typically reserved for more intimate connections. You also have to be pretty talented in those areas. While there are a lot of OnlyFans creators that earn 6, 7, or 8 figure incomes, there are many others that don't earn enough to scrape by. The difference between those two groups is their talent level, either their individual attractiveness or other skills, for lack of a better term. Your window for success is kind of limited to your window for talent. It's kind of like being an NFL or NBA superstar. Yeah, while you have the talent to earn the cash, you have the talent to earn the cash. But time makes fools of us all. And when that time arises, your earning potential starts to get back into the realm of those barely scraping by. There are other ways to make good side hustle money on OnlyFans without losing your dignity. Much. But if you're so inclined and so talented, you can earn quite a bit doing this side hustle. I have a separate video on that entire topic coming out in the near future. Make sure you're subscribed with post notifications turned on so that you don't miss it. And be sure to drop a comment down below with your thoughts on these creative side hustles. Which one is your favorite? Are you running one of these side hustles right now? Let us know in the comments down below, because we're all dying to know. And remember, a goal without a plan is a wish. A goal with a plan and no action is a wish list. I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I've been talking all day. Not that you care, but anyway, peace.